Hello everybody, Keith here for Discovering Chicago and Beyond. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, thanks for returning. We are not even close to Chicago today. We are in Bruges, Belgium, in one of the most incredible, beautiful medieval cities left in the world. Many of these buildings date from the 11 and 1200s. Some more date from the 13th and 14th and 15th century. It's absolutely incredible, and we want you to see what we're seeing, so let's go. Welcome to Bruges, Belgium, a city that feels like it's straight out of a fairy tale. Maybe I'm kind of an idiot, but I've never heard of this place, and I don't know if a lot of us Americans are aware of this incredible destination. Bruges is a gem of medieval Europe, known for its cobblestone streets, historic architecture, and rich history dating back over 1,500 years. Once a vibrant trade center, Bruges was one of the most important cities in Northern Europe during the Middle Ages. Take a stroll through the bustling main square, climb the iconic Belfry Tower for magnificent views, and take one of the incredible walking tours. They are so worth it. From the towering Church of Our Lady, which houses a Michelangelo masterpiece, to the Basilica of the Holy Blood, home to one of Christianity's most revered relics, Bruges is full of fascinating historical treasures. This is the Belfry of Bruges. It's world famous. It's almost 200 feet high. It's one of the highest belfries in all of Europe. There's 47 bells up there, but when this building was built in the 12th century, they only built it up to, well, we'll show you on the video, but they only built it about a third of the way up. The rest was added later, and this was actually kind of a part of the harbor where the ships would come in and unload, and this was like set up as a trading house and also for the city hall. It's 366 steps to the highest point in here. You can see all over. You can see the ocean, which is about probably 10 or 11 or 12 kilometers away. We didn't go up, but you can. Now we're outside the Church of Our Lady. Inside this church are many unbelievable religious artifacts, actually just artifacts, including the Michelangelo sculpture of the Madonna, which was actually stolen. We'll tell you the story about that. It was stolen during World War II and returned. It was stolen actually twice, but anyway, that's in there, and a bunch of paintings also. The place is unbelievable, but you'll see that in a minute. So let's go. The Church of Our Lady is a striking example of Gothic architecture and one of the city's most important religious and historical landmarks. Built primarily from the 13th to the 15th century, this towering church dominates Bruges' skyline with its 350-foot tall spire, making it one of the tallest brick towers in the world. The church has been a center of religious life in Bruges for centuries. Originally founded in the 9th century, the current structure reflects the city's growth as a major trading and cultural hub during the Middle Ages. It served as a place of worship for the local population and a symbol of Bruges' prominence in Europe. In the 1200s, it was customary for anybody who was anybody to have their graves painted upon their demise. However, the painter had to work quickly because they were usually buried the same day. The church also houses the beautifully crafted tombs of Charles the Bold and his daughter Mary of Burgundy, key figures in the history of Flanders and the Burgundian Empire. Their tombs, crafted in 1490, are intricate works of art in themselves, depicting the two royals in prayer with lifelike detail. Michelangelo's Madonna is one of the artist's few sculptures to ever leave Italy during his lifetime. This elegant marble statue of the Virgin and Child was commissioned in 1504. In World War II, the Nazis stole this masterpiece as part of their extensive art plunder across Europe. They transported the Madonna to Germany in an old mattress until it was rescued and returned to Bruges at the end of the war in 1945. This building behind me is one of the oldest buildings here in Bruges. Dates from the 14th century. You could see the compass on the top, and to the left is a little globe. That thing up there is a little globe, and that's a sundial, and that will cast a shadow exactly at noon. The building to your right is a jail. That used to be the jail, and that was in function up until maybe 40, 50 years ago. But also, that's where Maximilian saw his friend's head get chopped off in this very square hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
Along with doing one of the walking tours, taking a boat ride on the canals of the Venice of the North is absolutely a must. They cost about €15 for around 30 minutes and are wonderful.
If your preferred method of transport is horse and carriage, there's plenty of those guys here. It's about $70 per half hour, so it's not cheap, but where else are you going to get an experience like this? Another way of seeing the city, of course, is by these little buses. They're €25 per person for roughly an hour. And the nice thing about these guys is that not only do you get to see the city center, of course, but they take you out a little ways where there's still 4 working windmills, and they show you those, or at least a couple of those. So that's pretty cool. Now, we're in the most photographed section, the most Instagrammable section of Bruges right now. You can see the backdrop here. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is also where we caught the boat ride. We had a great captain and went on a fabulous boat ride yesterday. So don't forget to do that when you're here. So now we're at Boniface Bridge, which is supposed to be the most romantic spot in all of Bruges. I don't know about that, but here we are. This again is one of the oldest buildings in Bruges as well. This church was started in 1134 and finished in 1157. We were inside. This is called the Basilica of the Holy Blood. This is where they have a vial of blood, supposedly, or a piece of cloth that is stained with the blood of Christ. Nobody knows really where it came from. It showed up here somewhere in the 1200s, and it's been here ever since. They take it out from noon to 4 every day, and they do a quick little service. We were lucky enough to happen upon it yesterday, and it's really cool. So there's a vial with the blood of Christ in there, and it has been here for 800 plus years. This church has been here for almost 900 years, and it's gorgeous inside. We'll show you.
The only remaining convent in Bruges is a tranquil, historical convent with roots dating back to 1245. This secluded complex was originally founded as a residence for beguines, devout Christian women who led a life of religious commitment outside of traditional monastic rules. Today, the convent is home to Benedictine nuns who maintain its peaceful atmosphere, attracting visitors who come to experience its serenity. Surrounded by picturesque whitewashed houses and lined with ancient trees, the convent grounds feature a lovely central courtyard that is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. De Geer is the smallest medieval street in Bruges and is home to quaint shops and one of the oldest pubs in town. It was also home to many brothels, where one could get a beer, a bath, a bed, and, well, you know what else. The Greuths Museum offers a unique glimpse into the city's rich history and is housed in a former palace of one of Bruges' most influential families. The building itself dates back to the 1200s, was enlarged in the 1400s, and is a stunning example of medieval architecture. Of course, no story about Bruges is complete without talking about the Swans. The Swans of Bruges are an iconic and romantic part of the city's landscape, gliding gracefully along the canals. They have been part of Bruges' history since the 15th century. The tale begins with the fate of Peter Lanchals, or Peter Longneck, a member of the ruling court of the Habsburg Emperor Maximilian of Austria. Peter Longneck was executed by the people of Bruges during a rebellion, and as punishment, Maximilian ordered the people of Bruges to keep 52 swans on their canals for eternity to always be reminded of their terrible deed. Today, there are about 250 swans which are protected and cared for by the city.
So Of course, Bruges has tons of museums about everything. They've got history, torture, chocolate museums, everything. But have you ever seen a French fry museum? Yep, they got a museum for French fries here because French fries are like one of the most important things here. They put mayonnaise and onions and meats and gravies and all kinds of stuff on these French fries here. Not really our thing, but they're popular and they even have their own museum.
The Half Moon Brewery is one of only 2 breweries left in Bruges itself. The same family has been brewing beer here in this building since the 1500s, and in order not to move out of the city center as their business grew, in 2016 they actually built a 2-mile pipeline under the city to their modern bottling plant on the outskirts of town. Out of the 3,000 beers brewed in Belgium, this has definitely got to be one of the most unique. Whether you're a beer drinker or not, they offer daily tours of this wonderful facility and all of its history, and it ends up in a pretty good tasting room and restaurant as well. A couple of quick notes about our stay in Bruges. First of all, almost everyone speaks English, and their English is actually quite good. Secondly, we can't remember the last time we stayed in a 4-star hotel for less than $250 a night, but we stayed at the Duke's Academy and had an unbelievable experience. You couldn't have found a better location as it was only about a 15-minute walk from the train station and it was in the middle of absolutely everything you would want to see in this enchanting city. We had a beautiful clean room, the staff was fabulous, and we were treated to the finest breakfast buffet that we've ever seen. We can't wait to get back there. When you're here in Bruges, don't forget about the Belgian chocolate, the Belgian waffles, and of course, the Belgian beer. If you enjoyed our video, please hit the thumbs up and give us a big like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our new content, and of course, we encourage and welcome any and all comments or suggestions you might have. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure from Discovering Chicago and Beyond.